right, so update on the bathroom. Here we are. We've got the tile cut. So basically where we're at here is these are 12 by 24 tiles and at an 8-inch gaps there, and some parts you'll see are off and I need to straighten them, but this is just what you want to do to figure out how you want to cut all your tile. Now, some people say, start on center. With this little bathroom, what I did was I just figured if I'm off square a little bit, it's not going to be noticeable. It's just literally from here, to there. It's your 12 by 24 tiles. So what I did was kind of started measuring from here because my tub's not square with the room perfectly, but I wanted a nice smooth grout line to go here against the tub, which I'm gonna make sure it's a 1/4 inch and looks decent. And then, a lot of this, you'll be like, oh, what's it? So a lot of that'll get covered by the trim, right? So you're gonna have trim across that. And I will put, some grout right here, right? And then, your door is gonna come out to here, the door frame, like here. So you don't have to be perfect with your cuts, but just get them like decent, right? And always take into consideration, you have 1/4 inch gaps in between each one. So you just take these and, I basically started here against the tub and then I just kind of worked my way and I said, okay, well, let's go 8 inches from here to here, right? 8 and 16. So then, you got 16 from here to here, and that gives it that pattern, like step down effect. And there was a couple situations we could have cheated, but I just decided not to because I'm gonna end up looking at this every day, and I just really want it to be as good as I can get it. So here we had a situation where this carpet, like the flange, like butted up weird, and I thought my room was not square, but in reality, whoever laid the carpet didn't lay the carpet right. So you'll see they came out to here on the door here, but yet it only goes to here on this side of the door. And so that was throwing me off. So I just went ahead and just said, you know what? I'm gonna do it right, and then I'll figure out this transition later. It's not that big of a deal. So for these corners, like for these edges, see this tile isn't laid down yet, see? So what I'm gonna end up doing tomorrow is take all this tile up and start laying it. Put some thin set underneath it. See, underneath it, that's just concrete board. But this is the first step. You want to figure out your game plan. How am I going to do this? I had to figure out, I had to cut that out. Right, it's just, a cut. Right, so I had to figure out, okay, well, this will go here. You just kind of do your basic math measurements. And I decided to just cut 1 1/8 off this back piece and just rip some pieces off one or two and just fill that in, and the trim will cover most of it so you won't see it instead of starting at center. If I started at center and I tried to be perfectly square and everything, what would end up happening is I would get to this tub and I'd have to rip like a half piece, and I'd have like a half piece ripped right here. Well, I just didn't really like that because then you'd have a half and then the rest of these are whole 12 inches. Then you get to here, you have like a 6 or 7 inch piece, and it just kind of look awkward, like rip through here, be like, oh, well, it doesn't look that nice. I wanted it to be where you walk. The traffic's gonna come in through here, and there's another door to our hallway. You got the toilet there, so you're gonna be sitting on the toilet. What are you gonna see, right? You're gonna look right there, and it's gonna be, sore thumb. Whereas this rip piece in the back that trims on top of, you're really not gonna notice it, is the hope. And then this is all gonna get grout in it after I'm done setting these all in thin set, and then you put the grout in, and I'll show a video on that in between the process as much as I can. Time is a constraint right now because, well, I got a lot going on, and this project is starting to have a deadline. It didn't have a deadline when I started, but now it does. So having to get it done quick. So I actually had my dad come over and help me because he did his tile, and he was a wealth of knowledge and helped me with the cuts and, you know, trying to figure out, you know, where I thought I wasn't square, which it still looks kind of odd. End up trying to stretch this carpet up. Let me show you. This is the transition strip I'm going to use. So this will just like lay on the ground. The tile will go on here, and this will be like the edge. And that is a nice sore. That is not something on my finger, by the way. So this, your tile goes up against like that, and that'll be the edge. And then you'll put like a strip, like a nail strip that goes underneath your carpet up against this. Take your carpet, stretch as far as you can, and get it onto those nails, and it should be somewhat flush. Well, that's the plan. We'll see how that goes tomorrow. Over there, and I can try to pull that carpet as close as I can. I thought, well, these doors are getting replaced, right? And so these frames are coming out. These are coming out, and it's gonna have new doors and new trim. So my thought is, once the new doors are up and everything, I'll then put my carpet strip down here and pull this up tightly against that, which will be right here. So I gotta get this carpet pulled as close as I can. But the thing is, what's nice is, I mean, yeah, that's pretty far away, but there is gonna be 1/4 inch right there, right? So you're gonna have a 1/4 inch grout, then the plate. That carpet's not gonna have to stretch much. It's definitely gonna be fine here over, like not even a problem. So I'm gonna have to finesse that around, so that'll be fun. But it's something you have to deal with and something you have to think about before you even get started. You have to have a game plan, and this took a couple hours, you know, to kind of talk through it. I mean, I already had it set up where I wanted it and laid them out the pattern that I wanted before tonight. And then tonight we basically said, okay, well, we said, well, the most important thing is we want to stay flush with this. This was the main concern. This is what you see the most. So we started here, worked our way over, you know, made that measurement, those cuts. This one we had to measure and cut. It's a pain. But once you get your first line, and usually your first line is going to be some of your hardest cuts, and you get to here, then you just come down here, start measuring, kind of put these in place. You're just like building a puzzle like when you're a kid. And then you just kind of work your way. Okay, we get to here and you're like, obviously I'm about to make a cut. Well, these cuts are easy. You just figure out what your length is, factor in the 1/4 inch grout line, mark it, go outside to the wet saw, cut it, bring it in, put it in, place it where it needs to go. And then, all right, now you've got this part of the puzzle. And you work, and then you work your way back down here, and you say, okay, well, let's go off 8 inches from here. Let's place one here and work the puzzle, right? And okay, well, I've got to cut here, and then boom. And you get the idea. If you don't by now, you shouldn't be doing this. It'll take you forever. So then you just work your way out, get to here. But before you even start any of this, you have to have a game plan. Before you start making cuts, you have to figure out, okay, which design do I want? It's not as easy as it looks. And then you get to here, and obviously this closet. We did the closet last. We worked from here to that wall. I figured that'd be pretty straightforward. We can knock that out, which we did. And when we got to here, there's a lot of videos on this. Looks nasty, I know. I'm gonna clean it up as much as I can before I actually attach the toilet to it. Honestly, it was like been my last priority. Just clean this up. It's disgusting. You know, put a new seal on the toilet on it. But yeah, for here, what we did here, is we had these. I don't know exactly. My dad brought these over. He had these from where he was doing his tile in his bathroom. And it just worked out. If you don't have one of these, take a piece of cardboard, put it on here, trace it, cut it that perfect circle or whatever. Trace it, you know, pretty simple stuff. And then take that, build something a little bit larger in diameter. So you just don't want to be messing with it, getting close. Like when you put your toilet on here, it really doesn't matter. I'll probably put a little bit of grout in there. I'm not sure. It's not a big deal. Your toilet's only going to sit on that plastic. It's literally the only thing in these screws that go into your floor. So, yeah. And then we took a grinder. And actually, the slate cut pretty good. This is natural stone. No piece of natural stone is alike. You'll never have, like, you don't have to worry about tiles. And it kind of made it easy because you really don't have to be like, oh, well, this is the same piece of tile design as this piece. Well, this print's the same as this print. Nope, not with stone, which is pretty cool. Every piece is unique. Pretty cool, pretty rough. One thing with the slate stuff is sharp spots. Sharp spots to me, my dad and I, we both think that, wow, they look really cool. So we put the real like rugged edge pieces like this that really look cool, like in places that you're not going to be walking barefoot, right? You're going to be barefoot in this room, you know, getting out of the shower or whatever. So you don't want pieces like cutting your feet or anything. It's not that bad, but we decided to kind of put them in these areas and in the closet where you're not really going to be getting right out of the shower, soaking wet, slice your toe or something. Like these kind of come out. These are pretty sharp, but I mean, you can see obviously I'm wiping my hand across. It's not slicing me or anything, but you know, something to think about. You're out buying tile or stone. I actually didn't think about it until I got home. This piece right here that's a rugged edge. Like you can see that, how rugged that is. But now first I separated all these because I went through and found like the most smooth ones. Like this has like literally no sharp edges that are gonna like cut you getting out of the shower, and that was a concern for me. But this one here, it's got some somewhat rough edges, but nothing sharp. That's what you're gonna be stepping out of the shower into. There is a sharp one right here. I might, yeah, that's pretty sharp. So that's right when you get out of the shower. I might replace that one with more of a smoother one. It's easy. Just take this out, put a new one right in. Keep all your spacers. You'll notice some of these are out. It's not perfect, but I think I'm gonna end this video because I'm starting to go into tangent and stuff. And I think a lot of that was informative, especially if you're debating on this kind of stone, because a lot of people are going with this. It's like a dark look and it just goes well with some of the stuff that's in style these days. So, but anyways, yeah, that's it. I'll try to update you on the next steps and maybe get some footage of us actually doing it versus showing you every time I'm done. So, yeah. All right, later.